We are done in Coastal Highway. We're done with Desolation Point. And with 3 locations remaining in the Archivist Challenge, we're going to stock up on supplies and sprint for the finish line while trying not to get lost on Timberwolf Mountain. Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Oh, look what I found. Let's play some more of the Long Dark. In our Against All Challenges meta-series, we are taking on the Archivist Challenge and making quick work of the final leg of it. As I just mentioned, and as I mentioned in the previous episode, I'm going to take a moment just to stock up on things that I might need for the final leg of the journey, because we're really not going to stop beyond this point. I would like to just move through the final 3 locations without doing too much looting. We are in a loot-rich location that should give us plenty to survive on, especially since we just found some coffee. Plenty to survive on for the last little leg of the Archivist Challenge here. So, we're going to do that, and then we're going to move quickly. The sun is just rising, so it's good timing. Let's check the safe. Alright, that looked like about a 21 or so. Tell you what. Let's extinguish this while we're doing it. No sense burning oil. Alright. Let's see. It's 20. Oh, okay. So that looked like 4. Thankfully, nice and close to the first number. 20. Nope, 3. 23. Let's see how far we have to go now. Come on. Every now and then the last number is all the way around the lock. 57. There we go.
Nobody needs this anymore.
Don't need the magnifying lens. Might need the maple syrup. Could use the extra stems, so that's handy. Alright, I'll go ahead and get the lantern back out. And we will finish exploring the bottom floor of the whaling station here. And then we will be done. And on our way. There's the heavy hammer. We're just going to completely ignore that. Can you imagine how lucky of a find that would be? I was talking in the last episode about how this is a location you absolutely should be looking forward to exploring if you're early in your run, because of how loot dense it tends to be even on higher difficulties. And just imagine walking in and finding a heavy hammer right away. That's pretty handy, especially given that this is one of the zones in the game that has a forge where you can use that heavy hammer. So you don't even have to lug it anywhere. It's just already virtually where it needs to be. Just drag it over to the Riken and you're done. Done. Nothing more to do. It's fantastic. Alright, there's some lantern fuel. I was hoping to see at least a little bit of that down here. Of course, the sun is rising, so pretty soon we won't have to worry as much about light. Alright, let's take a quick trip up here. Yep. You don't actually have to crouch to get into this tunnel. I think that's one thing I learned in a previous Against All Odds series. Because I was crouching just out of what seemed like was necessary, and I think someone in the comments was like, dude, you don't have to do that. And I was like, really? And it turns out that you don't.
I would do anything for a drink right now.
I'm working on it, Jennifer. Give me a second. We're almost done, and then we can leave. Like, leave. So we'll be able to drop a bunch of things, take just what we need, and skedaddle in proper fashion. Okay. So let's put the lantern away for a moment. We've got some light starting to come through the windows here. First things first, let's sort by weight. I think I'm just going to consume some of these pinnacle peaches. Definitely carrying too much stuff right now, but we're about to fix that. And by fix it, I mean fix it a lot. Does sound like the weather is worsening, but honestly, if there's a blizzard on our way back, I'll take it. Because that'll help protect us from needing to worry about wolves. Alright, so there's some moist dog food. I'm sorry. I should really stop saying that every time, shouldn't I? Like half the comment section is like cringing and unsubscribing. Stop saying that word, Hadrian! We want to keep watching your content. Please stop saying that word. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right, so let's now take a look at our clothing situation, because I picked up a bunch of stuff that was just extra. Literally extra, just unnecessary. Yeah, I don't need the cargo pants. Drop. Don't need these. I did pick up the better underwear, so that will come in handy. We'll go ahead and put that on. Just take the old pair off. Drop that. Drop that. And we already have 2 pairs of climbing socks, so I can drop that 3rd pair. I'm not going to worry about harvesting the stuff at this point. It's just not necessary. Let's take a look at what else we've picked up. I do have more cans than I need. And we're almost done. I can probably safely drop those now. I can drop that. Oh yeah, definitely don't need the scrap metal. Don't need these matches. Don't need the magnifying lens. Don't need that much tinder, because we're going to find more. Don't even need that many. Yeah. Plenty to drop. And then I think, yeah, I've pretty much filled up my thirst meter. So we might leave here a little bit encumbered, like just slightly. But I think it'll be worth it. Because this is going to be our final run, and it'll be good to be stocked up on the things that we need. We can stop at a few locations on the way to get additional items. Now, last little adjustment here. If I do a few repairs, it'll pass a bit of time, unfortunately, but it'll make sure that my clothing is ready for the trip. Am I really out of cloth? No kidding. I didn't think I'd be out of cloth already. Hang on then. That changes my plan somewhat. Let me harvest a few of these smaller pieces. I'm not going to harvest everything I just picked up. I just wanted to have a selection so I could look at how long these took to harvest. Yeah. Oh, wow. 20 minutes to harvest a worn old-fashioned parka. Okay. I thought that would take at least an hour. Sometimes harvesting the larger items like that takes a good long time. So 20 minutes is a surprise. Yeah, see, 30 minutes for the pants here. I'm not even going to worry about it. Just going to drop them. Just gonna drop them. And then we're gonna... I think I can safely harvest... Yeah, I'll harvest the underwear. It's 20 minutes right there. And now we can do a few quick repairs. Just be completely ready for this final leg of the journey. Although, do we really need to at this point? Okay, I've got the cloth. I'll use it if I need it. Let's take one more look at the inventory. See if there's anything super obvious. At this point, we don't need the tools. We do have the flare gun, which is nice. Glad I grabbed that. I'm going to drop one of these containers of lantern fuel. I'll drop one of these cans. And that's about as good as it's going to get, I think. So let's go. Where am I? Here we go. We're going to go back out the main door that we came in. Well, it's actually not the main door. The main door is the one we're walking away from, if you want to count the big doors in the warehouse. We are going to walk out the side door, more accurately. So first location is in Pleasant Valley. We have to visit the Quonset Station, I believe. Let's take a look. Oh, not Quonset Station. We've already been in Quonset. We have to visit the general store, and then we have to visit the Signal Hill. Quonset Station is in Coastal Highway. All right, so just so that I don't lose my way, I'm going to come over here. Hop in here. Not going to do any looting. And let's see how quickly we can make it. I don't want to do too much crazy sprinting because that will tire my character out. But at the same time, I've got a bit of momentum. I'm sitting down for a full recording session right now, so I'm looking forward to making some progress, especially given that we might be able to start the next tier of challenges soon. Not just the next challenge, but the very next challenge is going to be 1 axe higher on the difficulty scale. So I don't need to tell y'all how excited I am about that. I'm glad we've gotten these 2 challenges done. They are the easiest. And by being the easiest, that also makes them, I'll go ahead and say it, somewhat monotonous, but we had to do it. It's part of the challenge. And it was kind of a good warm-up for me since I've been away so long. So I thank you for your patience. I thank you for your comments and your enjoyment. It's been a blast so far, and it only gets more fun from here. All right, so we're headed down the slope now. The lighthouse is going to be to our left. Actually, I think the lighthouse was already to our left. That's the road to the church right there. So we're just going to keep going. There'll be a stop sign and some fencing on the right in just a moment. Oh, really? Okay, just kidding. That's the lighthouse to the left. Are there 2 bridges? I'm trying to think. I'm like imagining the zone in my head. I can't just turn around and look because there's a giant blizzard right now. Man, I feel bad, all these dead wolves. I mean, they did come at me. They did try to kill me. Hey, look. There's a rifle shell casing. So I don't feel too bad. All right, so here's that stop sign. Yeah, there must be a second bridge. Either that or I thought I was going over a bridge when I was just going around like a corner in the road. One of those two things. This is just how disorienting blizzards are in the long dark. You're in the middle of a blizzard, you're like, where am I? What does this zone look like? How do I light fires again? All of the above? Alright, so we need to be inside the exit here sooner than later, because we're about to get hypothermia risk. Not that it's a tremendous danger.
It's so cold. I just want to lay down for a bit.
But one should not just walk around in a blizzard all day, every day, with no regard. And no, actually, it only just occurred to me that, hey, this is counting towards Blizzard Walker. It just occurred to me. It's likely that when we're doing the Whiteout Challenge, I will unlock Blizzard Walker on the channel. Very likely. Alright, so we are almost at the exit of the zone. Clothes are going to be nice and cold, nice and wet, maybe even frozen. Yeah, possibly frozen. Not freezing yet, just cold. Just cold. And wet. Alright, let's get the heck out of here. Good lord. Peace and quiet. Alright, now, again, kind of cold. Gonna light this lantern. And move through here. We've already been through here once. Just backtracking a bit. Gonna go straight to the Pleasant Valley exit. To the best of my ability, anyway. So we'll be able to visit the general store first. I think that was one of the same locations that we had to visit for Nomad. And then we will visit Signal Hill, which was, of course, the second location that we visited in Nomad. What was the first location I went to in Nomad? Oh, yeah, the barn. Barn. How could I forget? Of course it was the first one. It is now forever enshrined in our emotes as a channel meme. Alright, I think I will pick up that lantern fuel, just so that I have a little bit of buffer. Given what I'm burning right now. Not that I'm burning a whole heck of a lot of it very quickly, but still. It's the principle of the thing. I am greatly, as I have said already, looking forward to more loot scarcity. I do not like having this many things to carry around. It's one of the issues with playing on, like, just a standard Voyager difficulty level sandbox run. It's just, you just find so many things that it takes up half your time just sorting through your inventory and keeping yourself under encumbrance. Okay. We have arrived. Let's put this away. Gonna hop down the back way here. This is going to be some pretty crazy deja vu, because we do have to actually make stops in Pleasant Valley this time, but this is almost precisely the way that we ended the Nomad run. The difference is that the Timberwolf Mountain location that we have to visit does not require us to go to the Mountaineer's Hut, which was the final location in Nomad. So it's going to be very deja vu-y with a bit of a twist, because then we have to find, what's it called? The Chasm Cave. And by the way, now might be a good time for me to mention, I think I do know what cave that's talking about. So I am somewhat less worried. As much as I joked about it in the beginning of this episode, I'm somewhat less worried about getting lost in Timberwolf Mountain or anything like that. I kind of know. I'll have to kind of find my way to it somewhat, because I can't imagine the route right now the way that I can so many routes through the Long Dark's earlier zones. But I know which cave that's referring to. I am 95% positive. Because it's not even technically a cave. If it's the one I'm thinking of. Alright, so once again, let me see if I can. I knew I had that additional coffee. Let's drink that. Give myself a little bit of energy back so that we can keep moving. I just had a horrible thought. What would really stink, I know I've already looked at the check mark, so that's not the case, but imagine doing this challenge and not realizing that you were leaving. Some of you in the comments might have even done this, but just not realizing that you were leaving an item on the list. Like, you just didn't look at the list closely enough. Maybe you were doing a speed run or something like that, and you leave a zone, like, turn around, head back the other direction like I'm doing now, and imagine if there was still a location in Desolation Point that we hadn't visited. It was still on the list. I've already checked, so we're good. But just imagine. That would not be fun. Alright, we should be approaching the end of the broken highway now. Or crumbling highway. Not the broken railroad. And we're back in CH. So let's get on the pavement. And I might step inside one of the houses coming up here on the left and just, like, sleep for an hour or two. Just have a nap, essentially. Because not only do we want to let this storm pass, potentially, but also I need to recover some warmth and I need to recover some energy. So I'm going to do that. It'll just take a moment. So that's why I'm a little bit less worried about sprinting around right now, because I can afford to do so. It is truly amazing, though. Okay, here it is. It's truly amazing, though, how disorienting a blizzard can be in the Long Dark. And they've gotten even better since the early days. These effects that are running now look even better than what the game did when it first came out. I'm very excited to see what kind of graphical effects they can introduce as part of the Tales from the Far Territory, because they have announced that they're going to introduce some new filters. And I'm not talking visual filters like what they've introduced in the past in terms of filters. I mean actual graphical effects, not new textures or anything. They're not going to change the look of the game. They're not doing a big overhaul or anything like that. This is the way the Long Dark was meant to look. But they haven't announced what specifically they're going to do. That being said, when they come out with it, I'm excited to see what it turns out to be. Because I know some of the effects from the story mode are a little bit better. Especially like episodes 3 and 4, I think, than what you can find in Sandbox. So I'll be excited to see what they come up with. Let's sleep for 3 hours. Might even nap for another hour when I wake up, but 3 is enough. No, I think I'll be good. So let's go ahead and drink some water. Also, I'm going to drop 3 of those bandages. Just on the floor. I'm going to drop close to 2/3 of those matches. Oh, much better. Okay. So now I just need to remember the fastest way up to the Pleasant Valley exit, which I do not remember offhand, but I generally just need to go as far up and a little bit left as I can from where I am right now. And I will more or less be there. Emphasis on more or less. With a hearty side of maybe. Again, the top sections of Coastal Highway and I are not the best of friends. Got some crows and some dead deer. Some straight flying crows. Alrighty then. Still a little bit encumbered right now, but as we continue to make our way towards these last 3 stops, that's going to be less and less of an issue. Man, I saw like the shadow from one of the crows like hit the edge of that rock for a second, and I thought there was a wolf coming out from somewhere. He turned toward me. Did you see that? You keep... What are you doing, dude? Are you trying to make me paranoid? Because it's working. Stop it. Okay. All right, so now we are this area up to our right. And there's some spray paint and a hacksaw that I finally dropped. I will not be confessing just how tempted I was a moment ago to pick it back up. I was tempted, though. Having way too much fun with that. All right, so yeah, this area to the right is starting to be a little bit less daunting to climb, which is what I was looking for. We're going to pretty much follow it straight back. I'm going to take a route that might be a little bit roundabout. I'm going to go up this way and then back essentially west in the zone. And that should take us mostly there, I think. And the best thing is, the sun is setting, so by the time we arrive in Pleasant Valley and get down to the general store, we might have an aurora and we can knock out that location and then maybe even get to Signal Hill. It would be great. That's one of the things I love about this challenge. There's no staying in place for 3 days and passing time. So we just get to kind of bounce from spot to spot very quickly, knocking destinations off of our list. Definitely prefer this to Nomad. And I'm still torn, by the way, as to which of the 2 challenges on the next tier I want to do next. It's either going to be Whiteout or hopeless rescue. But I'll have to make up my mind soon, because I'm fairly certain I'm going to finish this challenge in this recording session. After not even that many more episodes, which is cool. Didn't expect that. Alright, so could go up that way. That's right. Okay. Yeah, so I've got a little bit of a walk here. I think I can get farther up that direction. Can I? Yeah, there is a climbing spot, actually. It's right there. If I drop enough things, I might be able to climb this. The only thing is that I'm kind of tired, and that's a tall climb. Oh boy, wow. Way to trick me, game. You see what it did there? Made me think it was a quick climb. But let me see if I can maybe get away with this. It's going to be tough. Let's see. If I drop... There we go. That's 1 pound. Okay. Yep. Okay. We still have plenty of those bars. Let's make this climb real quick. Since we do have the crampons, that makes these climbs a little bit more manageable. And now this should definitely take us up to the top level, and we just need to go west until we see the exit. It's been a while since I've climbed this rope. A very long while. Okay. Oh, sweet. Couple of maple saplings to greet us. I don't know if there's much point to going straight up that incline, but I don't see much of a choice. We can go this way. Trying to remember what is over this ridge. I haven't followed this path very often. Oh, okay. So this is the turn. I'm trying to remember where that goes down to. I think it's not the Quonset area. Or is it? No. But I'm pretty sure the exit to Pleasant Valley is like through these rocks and to the right up here. It's not much farther, so. In any case, even though I can't quite remember where that road went down to. What other exit spots are there? Yeah, see, this is how unfamiliar I am with this top section of Coastal Highway, these crisscrossed areas. It's just very tough for me to picture, and always has been. Even when I actively played The Long Dark around the time I made the last Survival School series, the top section of Coastal Highway has always been a bit labyrinthine to me. It's like Timberwolf Mountain. Like if I put in the effort to specifically learn the layout of things, I would pick up on it quite quickly, but I just can't be bothered. Couldn't be bugged. Oh, fogging up. This is not looking like what I thought it was, though. I know that the exit to Pleasant Valley has the wooden railing, if you can call that railing. Siding, really. Log siding on the right. See, this is, I think, the abandoned lookout. So yeah, if I come up here, obviously we can't see it right now because fog, weather. But just a little bit farther here. And we'll be at the exit to Pleasant Valley. Yeah, this is starting to look more familiar. And in the past, there might not be one right now, but in the past there has been a wolf patrol route that comes up here. So I need to keep my head on a swivel, especially given that I can't see a damn thing. I'm also getting tired, which is not good. Like, I would need to kill any wolf that charged me before it got to me right now. You don't want to fight a wolf when you're tired, especially on this difficulty level. Because, well, I say especially on this difficulty level because that wasn't the right way to phrase it. That's the moment where wolves become a little bit more of a threat. When you're tired, vulnerable in some way, wolves do a little bit more damage in that case. Especially on higher difficulty, you don't want to get attacked by a wolf at any point. But when you're down, starting to lose carrying capacity because of how tired your character is, regardless of the low or high difficulty you're playing on, you'll want to be careful. Also, I think I just heard footsteps. All right, so here's the exit to Pleasant Valley. Made good time. Bit of a traveling episode, but we made it. And what I'll basically have to do, I'll do this before I end the episode too, so that we can keep moving at the beginning of the next one. I'm going to step inside here, put my bedroll down, not walk away from it. And we're going to get a little bit of sleep. Yeah. So let's see if we can sleep for, say, 5 hours? Yeah, we'll say 5. This does slightly alter the possibility that we will get to both locations. All right, there's our Aurora. To get to both locations in one night. But for now, I want to stop this one here. In the next one, we're going to go for at least one of the Pleasant Valley Aurora locations because we're almost there. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. If it's not your first time, or even your second, look for the join button to access unique emotes, badges, and other perks. New episodes are coming out every day at 1 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time.